Hello and welcome, dear friends, to Easy English T20. I'm Riaz Majid. Today I'm going to talk to you about the easiest way and the surest way of speaking English, even if you are a beginner, if you are hesitant, if you are diffident, if you lack confidence to speak. The thing that I'm going to say today is going to help you magically. You're going to explore the speaker that is hidden in you, that's waiting to come out. The thing is, where does the problem begin? The problem begins with our consciousness. The consciousness of not knowing things. The consciousness of not knowing grammar. The consciousness of being short of expressions, being short of structures, and being short of confidence. The point is that to be brief, to be accurate, you really need not know all the grammar, all the patterns, all the structures, all the rules to speak English. Because spoken English does not demand you to know all the rules. The thing is that how to go about it. Lately there have been a lot of grammarians who are of the opinion that we need not know everything. We need not know all the tenses because tenses form the basis of the language. There is no doubt about the fact. But then, when it comes to spoken English, you need not know these tenses. You need not know all of them. There are 12 forms of tense. And then if you add 8 forms of passive voice, there are 20 forms of tenses. And in that case, we are supposed to learn 20 types of structures. That's a little tough to do. That's a little stiff to do. That will take a long time. That takes years to learn, to memorize, practice, and then to put them to use. Now the thing is that what do we do in order to overcome this problem? I've been working with language learners for a very long time now. It's been some 20 years that I've been working with the language learners. And during this period, I have learned ultimately something that is a quick way, rather the quickest way of learning to speak, beginning to speak, and growing as a good speaker, a confident speaker. Difference. As I said that there are 20 forms of tense. What if I tell you that you need to learn only 2 tense forms? You need to learn only 2 types of structures. You need to learn only 2 types of sentences, and that will make you a very good, effective, and impressive speaker of English without any shade of doubt. That's what I'm going to talk about. When it comes to tenses, it basically deals with time. Although time is not the only thing that the tense deals with, but basically, fundamentally, it deals with the time. And when we talk about time, there are only 3 divisions of time, 3 situations of time. The present, the time on, the past, the time gone, and the future, the time to come. So all these tense forms, 20 tense forms, they deal with these 3 divisions of tense. Now the thing is that how is it that we can speak good English, impressive and effective English without these 20 forms and making use of only 2 forms of tense? Yes, my dear friends, that's what I'm going to tell you. To begin with, these two tense forms are present continuous or progressive and present perfect. I assure you that if you learn these two tense forms, you are good enough to speak English anytime, anywhere, without any problem, without any difficulty, without any shade of doubt about your being correct or not. I assure you, I guarantee you that you'll be a good speaker if you listen to this lecture from the beginning to the end and the other follow-up lectures. So let's go into these two tenses. First of all, I'll talk about present continuous. When I say present continuous, it comes to our mind that you're going to talk about present. Of course, we are going to talk about present. Nothing wrong about that. But do I tell you that present continuous is not only about present, but it's more about future. Majority of the people who use present continuous, knowingly or unknowingly, they use it more for future and less for present. So it includes two tenses, two time divisions, two situations of time. It deals with the present and it also deals with the future. But before we go into that, let's have a look of its structure. Present continuous. When we talk about present continuous, we mean to say that we are using is, am, are, followed by ing form of the verb. Is, am, are, followed by ing form of the verb. First of all, let me tell you where to use is, am and are. Am goes with I only. First person singular I. First person singular I takes am. That's the limited role of am. It's used with first person singular I. And then is. Is used with third person singular. Third person singular, which means he is. She is. It is. And all singular nouns like the boy is, the student is, father is, mother is, all singular nouns. So is goes with he, she, it, and all singular nouns. Then we come down to are. We use are for we are, you are, you are, they are, we are, you are, they are, and all plural nouns like my brothers are, my friends are, my parents are. So we use or for we, you, they, and all plurals, all plural nouns. And this is, am, are is followed by ing form of the verb. That is the structure of present continuous. Now let's talk about its uses in general. In general, we use present continuous for talking about things that are happening at the moment. At the moment, like I'm talking to you right now, you're watching my video right now, you're learning. I may say, I'm hearing some birds chirping around. There's a car honking around. It means right now, while I'm talking to you, I'm listening to some sounds. So things that are happening at the moment. For example, I'm waving my hands. It means right now I'm talking and I'm waving my hands. I'm blinking my eyes. While I'm talking to you, I'm blinking my eyes. So things are happening at the moment. The next one is, we use present continuous to talk about temporary routines. Things that are happening over a period of time as a routine, but not permanent. Temporary. Maybe for a week's time, 15 days, a month, maybe more. So this 15 days, this month, this week, it constitutes a temporary routine. And these temporary routines are expressed with the help of present continuous. Like, I'm learning music these days. She's staying in a hotel. He is staying at uncle's these days. The deputy minister is running the government. So all these things are happening temporarily, but they constitute routines. Maybe short routines, temporary routines. That's the second use of it. And the third one is, which is the most important one, and which is the center of my lecture right now. That's the thing I want you to pick up. That's the thing I want you to understand. That's the thing I want you to use to make English speaking easy. Yes, my dear friends. The third use is, we use present continuous instead of future simple to talk about future actions when especially it's pre-planned, organized, for which the preparations have been made. So all I mean to say is, you can use present continuous to talk about future. There is nothing wrong. You can use present continuous to talk about any form of future tense. Say, for example, I'll go to London next week. I'll go to London next week. But the same thing can be said as, I'm going to London next week. I'm going to London next week. And in my case, it would be more appropriate to say I'm going to London next week. Because when you take off for long journeys, you usually make preparations for it. These are planned journeys. It's not like that you leave one day, one morning, one fine morning, and you go to London. It takes some bit of preparation. It takes some planning. Maybe I got the passport, the visa, I bought the tickets as well. So it's advisable to use present continuous instead of future simple when the action is pre-planned, but will surely take place in the future since the preparations are already in place. A couple of more examples. My friend is getting married next month. They are leaving for Hajj next week. So, in both these examples, you see the things are not like that you go and do. These situations are where the things are pre-planned, where the preparation has been made, organized. Anyway, these are the uses of present continuous. That's not my topic right now. That's not the point I'm going to concentrate on. My point is that you can use present simple to talk about future. You can use present continuous. You can use present continuous to talk about future. You can use present continuous to talk about present. Any situation in the present. Now see, there is a rule in grammar that tells you use present simple when you talk about routines, when you talk about permanent routines, when you talk about things that you do on day-to-day basis. My point is that we can definitely use present simple even for these situations when it comes to spoken English. Because in spoken English, rules are not followed hard and fast. You can take liberties when it comes to spoken English without any shade of doubt. You will not be wrong at all. Not at all. Well, I understand that in formal writings, in examinations, when you're doing your language paper, you have to be a little more careful with the rules. But when it comes to spoken English, you need not to bother yourself much with the rules. So that's what I said. Say, for example, someone asks you, where do you live? You say, I'm living in Delhi. He is using present simple to ask a question, but you're using present continuous to respond. You're not wrong. When it comes to spoken English, you're not wrong at all.